Hi, this is Rhonda with JRK Family Outdoors, and today we're going to can some cherries. So the first thing we need to do is we've got our jars going in our large saucepan. We've got our boiling water canner with water in it starting to come to a boil, and we've got our lids and our rings all ready to go in a smaller saucepan. We haven't turned those on quite yet, but we'll do that here in a minute. Got a regular saucepan here, and I'm going to make a medium syrup to put over our cherries. So I'm going to start with 5 cups of water. Turn this on here. And then I have 3½ cups sugar that I'm going to add to this. I'm going to stir this around until all the sugar dissolves and it gets good and hot. So that'll make our nice hot medium syrup for over our cherries. We're working with sweet cherries today, so we don't need you could do a medium to heavy syrup if you were working with sour cherries. But our options are either a light or a medium, but we're doing a medium syrup today. Okay, we have our medium syrup that's coming to a nice little boil here, so all the sugar is dissolved in the water, and it's going to be nice and hot to put into our hot jars and over our cherries. Now today we're going to raw pack our cherries, which means we're not going to heat the cherries before we put them in the jar. You normally do raw packing when you're working with a more delicate fruit, such as cherries. Sometimes peaches as well. Anything that you don't want crushed or to be kind of moved or squished in any way is a good time to do the raw pack method. So we've got our cherries here. I'm going to use our jar lifter. Get our jar out. Pour the excess water out of there. Okay, now we're going to want to take our funnel, pour in, they say about ½ cup. We're going to do just 1 ladle's worth of hot syrup in there. And then we're going to add our cherries. Now these cherries have been washed and pitted. You can do cherries 2 ways. You can do them with the pits in. Just make sure that you prick the cherries if you're going to do that. And now we're going to cover our cherries with some more syrup, leaving about a ½ inch headspace is what the recipe calls for cherries. If you're working with these and one doesn't quite fit, you can just take it out there. Have my wet washcloth to clean off the rim here. Now one thing here is with when you're canning most fruits or vegetables, you always want to take a long plastic handle and go down the sides like this. This will remove any of the air bubbles that are down in there, and you want to remove that before you put it in your boiling water canner. Now that I got the air out, I'm going to add just a little more syrup. Okay, now that we have our air bubbles all out, just going to wipe that off there. Take our lid lifter and grab a lid. And a band. And now we're going to do that with the rest of our cherries. Okay, we now have our cherries. We've taken them out of our boiling water canner with our jar lifter. We've got them sitting here. They're nice and hot. We put them on a towel to protect them from the room temperature countertop. And we're also going to drape another towel over top of them. This will prevent any cool air from a fan or an open window or any other drafts that might happen, because we don't want the jars to cool down too quickly or they might break. So this is a great way to avoid that. So if you have any more questions about canning or would like some more canning videos, please go check out our website. Thanks.